From the city to the suburbs, our region is thriving. In Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, an historic transformation is underway. Renaissance, revival, resurgence. We're not just fixing up, we're growing up, getting bigger and better. From the mom and pops to the biggest of them all, opportunities abound. This is Growing Greater Philadelphia.
Welcome to Growing Greater Philadelphia. I'm NBC 10's Tracy Davidson. From Valley Forge to Trenton, the Brandywine Valley to Newark, Delaware, our region is no stranger to revolution and the fight for independence. 2.5 centuries later, that independent spirit is still brewing, and it's something you have to see and taste for yourself.
Welcome to Workhorse Brewing Company. I'm going to show you down into our tap room, give you a little bit of an understanding of what we've got set up here.
The craft beer industry contributed $76.2 billion to the U.S. economy in 2017, providing more than 500,000 jobs. Our tri-state region accounted for $8.4 billion, with Pennsylvania leading the pack.
We are the #1 craft beer producer in the United States. That's a little-known fact that no one really pays attention to.
When Chester County-based Victory Brewing opened in 1996, brewmaster Bill Kowaleski had no idea that his company would soon help lead a beer revolution.
We were just trying to duplicate European imports, serve them fresher, closer to a local audience. What we overlooked was this huge consumer shift towards flavor and integrity in products, and we're very fortunate that that happened.
Today, there are more than 7,000 breweries nationwide.
Society as a whole is super focused on hyper-local, and it only made sense that people would want to enjoy that from the craft beer standpoint.
They see it as something that local folks are making right in their backyard and in their neighborhood, and they want to learn more about it. They want the story of those people.
Hey, Nate, can I steal you for a minute from the work you're doing? Talk to some friends? Can't stop the guy from working. All he does is work on beer. This is the man behind the beer.
New breweries are also revivalists, often the first to set up shop in gentrifying neighborhoods or abandoned industrial spaces.
We said this is the perfect opportunity because when we came in here, it had been vacant for a few years. It used to be a toy manufacturing company.
So, you're getting these buildings with such character, and I think it adds just to their story, and it adds to kind of the allure to come see them.
And what they often find, as we did here in Downingtown, is that the local community that never gave up on those spaces is there to cheer you on to success.
There are now more than 60 breweries across the Pennsylvania suburbs, and local tourism officials have taken notice.
When you learn about those numbers, we knew that we had to invest in something where we knew we could help drive that economy a little bit further.
The Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board designed an app to help drive traffic to Montgomery County breweries.
You can actually get notifications on your phone that will tell you when you're near a Monco maker, different prizes that you can earn, rewards that you can win, and you can also find out about hotels to stay in the area, because obviously we want folks not just to come here, but to stay overnight.
Chester County Conference and Visitors Bureau launched BV Brew Scene.
People travel for experiences, right? And flavor experiences are some of the most popular experiences that a person can have and enjoy. And we've always said that essentially our job is to make 12-ounce postcards from Chester County on a daily basis.
Our whole mantra as far as craft beer is concerned is an accessible, approachable portfolio.
Other counties are getting on board too, with app and website launches of their own, recognizing that the craft brew industry is full of opportunity.
Greater Philadelphia has that kind of blue-collar edge to them where everyone's really proud, and I think that shows in the craft brewing industry because I think you get a lot of people who want to produce the best liquid possible.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Once, self-driving vehicles were pictured only in science fiction. Today, they're very much a reality, and research conducted right here in Greater Philadelphia is shaping the future of travel.
The University of Delaware Scaled Smart City is a 1 to 25 scale test bed where we test traffic interactions and congestion in a city network. We also look at problems that involve vehicles and drones working together.
In the Information Decision Science Laboratory, engineering students are preparing for a future where human-driven and autonomous vehicles share the road.
Eventually, what we want to end up having is a big transportation network without stop-and-go driving, with smooth traffic flow, where everybody can go from point A to point B without having to come to a full stop whatsoever.
By eliminating these traffic issues, connected and automated vehicles, known as CAVs, could radically transform society.
Energy efficient cities, environmentally friendly cities, and improving quality of life for travelers. So that's the ultimate goal.
The research begins in a simulation lab, where the team develops control algorithms and then evaluates the effectiveness of their ideas.
We can model any city in the world.
Once they are on the right track, they move the findings upstairs to the scaled smart city.
There's a lot of dynamics that happen in a physical experiment that you can't capture as well in a simulation.
Everything in this mini city was designed and built in-house, even the cars.
This gives us the ability to customize them for the needs of the lab. If a problem comes up with a car, then we can quickly and easily diagnose that problem since we manufactured it.
Wands and sensors are used to calibrate the system. Then it's time to hit the road, with one student playing the part of human driver, while the automated vehicles and drones are set into motion using the algorithms developed in the simulation lab.
When you have mixed traffic, the drones can actually be used to gather information about the human-driven vehicles and pass it to the automated vehicles.
The data collected is then used for hardware development and testing in a full-size, real-world vehicle.
And with this cycle, we eventually have to come back again, do some corrections, start all over again. So this is the whole cycle.
While it may be years before we see fully autonomous vehicles cruising around Greater Philadelphia, the collaboration of university labs and research organizations on this project, led by the University of Delaware, serves a more immediate and important purpose.
The ultimate goal for us here is to train the new generation of engineers in these frontier technologies and cutting-edge technologies that can help advance these technologies into the real world.
Coming up, it's always sunny in Greater Philadelphia.
It's 27,528 solar panels. It covers 1.1 million square feet of rooftop space.
And a startup's mission to empower the creative community.
There's something magical about this space.
Growing Greater Philadelphia is brought to you by Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Welcome back to Growing Greater Philadelphia. I'm NBC 10's Tracy Davidson. If you're an artist looking for a space to hone your craft while not breaking the bank, this startup in North Philly has everything you need to take your work to the next level.
Here we are at the corner of 9th and Dolphin at the 4th floor of a warehouse where not a lot of people know what's going on up here. But as soon as you step out of that stairway, there's something magical about this space.
Temple University graduates Will Toms and Dave Silver were two Bucks County kids trying to help their friends launch music careers.
We realized how challenging it is for a local artist to actually find the right opportunities and structure in Philadelphia.
After 2 years of putting on concerts, organizing events, and creating content, a light bulb went off.
Rec Philly is a two-part company. One side, full-service creative agency, but on the other side is what we call our creative incubator. What that means is we're working with creative entrepreneurs.
These are artists, these are musicians, photographers, videographers, podcasters, designers. Anyone who can create an audience online and monetize off that audience, that's our community.
Rec Philly is just like joining a gym membership. Instead of yoga, you join this creative gym and you gain access to these spaces and the equipment that you would need to further yourself.
Coming here to the studio and I'm learning how to roll out my marketing plan. We're thinking about, different social media tactics and content. And that's something that it hasn't existed before.
If you're creating media, art, or culture, you're creating value. And we're gonna teach you how to actually capture that value and be able to live sustainably and scalably off of your art.
We're always in the market for creating new opportunities for these artists where we're connecting them to businesses and we're connecting the businesses to them.
As we have grown as an agency, we've been able to go out and win big clients, knowing that when we get hired by Lyft to do a big concert, we're gonna put talent on that stage from our membership program. The videographers that are gonna capture those moments and tell those stories are from our membership program.
The startup also puts a premium on education.
Tonight at the Rec Room, we have a rec session. It's a long-going series of educational workshops that our members get to come to.
We're having a focus on Women's History Month, so we're bringing in some female CEOs, and they're going to teach us about how they built their business in Philadelphia.
I see a lot of leading women also representing you all and representing your product.
These creative entrepreneurs are so important, and now more than ever is when we should be nurturing them and empowering them and giving them the platform.
It's a platform the company also shares outside of their North Philly headquarters.
We've, as REC, have hosted close to 1,200 events in Philadelphia.
And through Amplify Philly, one of the city's largest public-private partnerships, now in its 4th year, they celebrate Philadelphia beyond city limits.
The city supports it, the corporations support it, startups support it, entrepreneurs, artists, the food community and the drink community, they all come together to support highlighting Philadelphia on an international level, specifically at the South by Southwest Conference and Festival that happens in Austin, Texas.
The annual trip is all part of a bigger plan.
What we're looking to do in the short term is expanding to a 10,000 square foot location in Center City. After that, it's about 5 years getting to 10 cities across the country, and beyond that, having 30 cities in 10 years, and eventually making that an international network of creative entrepreneurs.
These strong hands dig underneath the gold I have seen.
One of the things I'm most proud about is over 60 of our artists in our program have now committed to doing this full time for their career, and that's what it's all about.
We've been able to put $1.5 million directly back into the hands of independent creatives. And it's really special because as they build their businesses, we're keeping the dollar circulating in the creative economy here in Philadelphia, so the impact just keeps going around.
We're changing the lives of creatives in Philadelphia, and I know we're going to be able to change the lives of artists all around the world.
The largest bank in the United States has big plans here and even bigger investments, including millions of dollars committed to help revitalize our communities.
Philadelphia was once known as the workshop of the world, and the Kensington section of the city was a hub for working-class Philadelphians.
Everyone in the neighborhood worked in the factories. And then as manufacturing went overseas, the jobs disappeared, unemployment rises. With that comes crime, poverty, violence, and then a pretty dramatic change over 50 years.
After decades of decline, local organizations are committed to restoring the area to its past glory.
Kensington is a vibrant neighborhood and gets a lot of bad press, and we understand why, but change is happening now.
Enter Chase Bank, whose presence is being felt not only by the new branches opening in our region, but also through its community-first approach.
The Pro Neighborhood Initiative is a program that we have established to help communities that are struggling to have economic advancement and development.
In September of 2018, the J.P. Morgan Chase program awarded $5 million to the Kensington Collaborative, a group of 4 organizations with a plan to revitalize Kensington.
Access to capital is necessary to change a neighborhood and frankly to change people's lives, to develop intergenerational wealth and hand something off to their kids. And that's really the purpose of the money.
We've partnered with them to help small businesses get back on their feet, to find ways in which they can expand and grow their business.
The Pro Neighborhood Initiative's support of the Kensington Collaborative is having an impact on local business owners like Mohammed.
Kensington has been identified as a food desert, so seeing healthy foods be available on the commercial corridor is one really important facet to positive growth and change in the neighborhood.
This funding will also support education through programs like Jumpstart Kensington.
Jumpstart Kensington is teaching people that are already invested in this community to come, learn the basics of real estate development, and then access a loan from the Impact Loan Fund to go get a property and fix it up.
Our presence is to make sure that we are part of the culture and the community. And so we're glad to lock arms with this particular organization to revitalize the Kensington corridor. And this $5 million is just an entree into how we will begin to help this particular neighborhood grow and prosper.
Coming up, a homegrown business operating on a global scale.
There's over 2 million tons of fresh fruit products that come through every year.
And clean energy making its impact on our region.
These are great paying jobs.
Growing Greater Philadelphia is presented by Pico. The future is on.
Greater Philadelphia has been a hub of international commerce for more than 300 years, due in part to the Delaware River. Now meet a homegrown family operating a global business on this waterway.
So we have about 2 to 3 vessels a week, depending on what time of year it is from the tropics. And then depending on the season, we have vessels from Chile, Morocco, Spain, South Africa, and cargo coming from all around the world.
Gloucester City-based Holt Logistics is not your average family-run business.
What we do is we load and unload ships, we move people's cargo and we deliver at the last mile.
It started as a trucking company in 1926. Now, it has become a portfolio of client companies, managing some of our region's most important assets.
Right now, we're standing on the banks of the Delaware River at the Gloucester Marine Terminal. Behind us is the Packer Avenue Marine Terminal.
We have infrastructure here on the Delaware River that supports ship operations, marine terminal operations, warehouse operations, and trucking operations.
On the Pennsylvania side, the Packer Avenue Marine Terminal is the largest container facility on the Delaware River.
Over 400 ships call there with containers, automobiles, and steel every year.
On the New Jersey side, the Gloucester Terminal has the largest refrigerated space of any terminal in the United States.
There's over 2 million tons of fresh fruit products that come through every year.
But it's what's on top of the refrigerated warehouses that provide a real wow factor.
So right now, we're standing at the Riverside Renewable Energy Solar Project. 27,528 solar panels. It covers 1.1 million square feet of rooftop space.
The facility houses the largest rooftop solar array in North America, providing 70% of the terminal's electricity needs.
Tom's generation and our leadership saw an opportunity to take this massive refrigeration demand and put together a business that generates 9 megawatts of electricity each year.
Recently, the company added the Paulsboro Marine Terminal to their portfolio.
It is the first new marine terminal that's been built on the Delaware River in the last 50 years. So it's a very exciting project.
We're making big investments, both in infrastructure and people, for the next 3 to 5 years. Some of the assets we've purchased in the last couple of years will last 20 to 30 years. So that's hopefully in place and thriving for my kids and my grandkids.
The port is the engine that drives commerce, drives international visibility, and is a critical part of the future. That's employment for people not only on the marine terminals, truck drivers, people that work in diners, people that are selling products. It shows how this becomes a piece of the economic mosaic that's the United States.
The energy industry is changing at a rapid pace, creating thousands of new jobs. And local organizations are coming together to train and educate this new workforce.
There are many positions that are going to become available based on new and emerging technologies, and we want to be on the forefront of sharing those opportunities with folks in our region.
To prepare for this growing demand, PECO has invested nearly $2 million to help create and support new workforce development programs.
We collaborate with over 100 nonprofit community partners across the region.
One of these partners is the Philadelphia Energy Authority, who received a $100,000 contribution to fund the organization's Find Your Power program.
Primary goal is to establish a new solar energy program of study, working with the school district of Philadelphia.
It's an excellent program that provides high school students an opportunity to learn about wind and solar jobs. They get job training while they're in school, and this will enable them to be stronger, more viable applicants when they graduate.
The grant also helped them receive national attention.
We were just selected for a $1.25 million award from the U.S. Department of Energy. This federal funding will allow us to establish the nation's first clean energy program of study.
The Philadelphia Opportunities Industrialization Center, an organization serving the unemployed and underemployed, was also selected for a $100,000 grant.
There's a large population of people here that don't have the opportunities, and places like the OIC, through the partnership with PECO Energy, helps provide that opportunity to give them not only just a job, but a career to make a sustainable wage.
With the money, Philadelphia OIC launched the Smart Energy Program, an 8-week course offering job training and placement services.
We currently have 12 students that will be graduating in 2 weeks, and we have lined up employment for all 12 of them.
As we support initiatives such as Fueling Philadelphia's Talent Engine, we want to ensure that everyone can benefit from the economic opportunities provided by new energy industries. These are great paying jobs that change the lives of the families of those that become employed with us, our contractors, vendors, and our partners.
Growing Greater Philadelphia is brought to you by Chase. Make more of what's yours. Growing Greater Philadelphia is presented by PECO. The future is on.
Greater Philadelphia is art, culture, and grit.
Greater Philadelphia is a great place to live, work, learn, and invest.
Greater Philadelphia is growing and poised for great success.
We believe that the future is bright for transportation and infrastructure in the Delaware Valley.
It's an opportunity with nonprofits to make a difference in the lives of the people that we serve in this region.
It's about lifting the entire neighborhood, lifting the community so that they can be thriving and have a financial pathway.
At the end of the day, we're trying to build something that's going to help people in real life.
We empower and incubate in Philly, but our mission ultimately is to make everybody else understand how much, we're rocking it right now.
You can't even call this a Renaissance period because it's well beyond that.
Thank you for joining us as we explore the exciting growth of our region. For information or to watch this episode and others, visit NBC10.com/GGP and be social with the hashtag #GrowGreaterPHL. We'll see you next time on Growing Greater Philadelphia.
Growing Greater Philadelphia in partnership with the Select Greater Philadelphia Council. Learn more at selectgreaterphl.com.